Greetings and salutations. Today we will take a look at my top 10 most used plugins in 2024. So these are not all plugins that have released in 2024. These are simply the plugins that I use the most. These 10 plugins have been in just about every single one of the mixes that you've heard me do in the last year. I did consider doing a top 10 plugins that have released in 2024, but to be quite honest and brutal, 2024 to me has been a bit of a flat year as far as plugins are concerned. Besides a few outliers, 2024 has been quite uninspiring. Maybe it's just me, but it feels like most plugins that have released this year are just uninspired rehashes of things from years past. I mean, let's be real, how many 5150 plugins can there be until they all start to sound the same? Honestly, with the myriad of EQs, compressions, reverbs and other effects, not to mention the endless stream of guitar and drum plugins and their expansions, the market actually feels more saturated than the top 100 in the 80s and their endless stream of one-hit wonders. Most plugins aren't even trying to look different these days. Take the Axionic amp from Groovelab, a straight out of the box Neural DSP clone. The market just seems so flooded right now, but I guess that's going to happen when pretty much everything has already been done. So now that my rant is over, what are my top 10 plugins for 2024? Ultimate Heavy Drums. So for years I've been chasing what I would consider to be the perfect drum tone. And with Ultimate Heavy Drums, I believe I have found that. You know, I wouldn't even say this is the most unique drum tone on the market. It's not covering a crazy tone like Gojira or a particular tone like, say, Megadeth. What I found about most drum plugins is that I've got to always change my guitar tone to suit the drum tones. A lot of these drum plugins are very niche, whereas Ultimate Heavy Drums to me is like chicken. It fits perfectly into any meal. No matter what subgenre of metal you are doing, I can guarantee you're going to find a tone that fits into your guitar tone and your mixes easily with Ultimate Heavy Drums. For guitar tones, whether it be old school metal, new school metal, the heaviest metalcore, from punk to rock, or to the most pristine cleans for country, blues, classical even, there's no going past the Soldano SLO 100 from Neural DSP. When I first start a new project, this is definitely the first guitar tone I always reach for. If anyone asks me for a recommendation for a guitar plugin, without hesitation, I 100% always recommend the Soldano SLO 100. Most guitar plugins come with multiple amps and cabs, but not this one. This is one amp, one cab, and yet I find I'm able to get the most diverse range of sounds out of this plugin. To me, sometimes less is more. Just because I said I can get every tone that I ever use out of Soldano SLO 100, it doesn't mean I don't love other guitar plugins. At number 3 sits SDL Tonality Josh Middleton. If you're looking for straight up mix-ready tones for metal, then you cannot go past this plugin. Tonality Josh Middleton is king when it comes to metal tones. With 3 amazing amps and a plethora of really well done presets, all made by the man himself, These will get you an instant metal tone that fits perfectly in your mix every time. In all of my mixes that you've heard recently, it is a mixture of the Soldano and STL tonality Josh Middleton. I was actually a little late to the party on this one, but I'm glad I did get it, because if you mix this with Ultimate Heavy Drums, you have the perfectly mixed metal tones. The last amp sim on my list is Archetype Petrucci from Neural DSP. I love Petrucci, but not mostly for the high gain tones, but for the pristine and amazing cleans and ambient tones you can get out of it. Even though I love the clean tones of the Soldano SLO 100, Petrucci just goes to the next level when it comes to cleans and ambient numbers. And I definitely use this equally as much. So for bass tones in 2024 and even before that, I have been using Neural DSP's Parallax, now Parallax X. Released in 2019, this has pretty much been my go-to bass plugin for the whole time. I find bass really hard to get to sit into a mix, but with Parallax, that's really made easy. It has a huge range of options and presets, but do be aware that this is mostly aimed at metal tones. I'm still yet to find a plugin that does clean tones that I'm really happy with, but I am on the prowl. Bass Professor. Now this is a free plugin that really enhances and shapes the tone of your bass, especially at the DI level. I find what this does for your bass tone is simply amazing. I would recommend anyone who's struggling or trying to work on bass tones, go download this. It is free. I will try to remember to put a link in the description to all these plugins. So check it out. It's a free plugin. It's fantastic and it's definitely worth picking up. So for compression, which is one of my go-to things for shaping my musical tones, I always use the T-Rax modules from IK Multimedia, especially the TR5 White and the TR5 Black. Now, as far as compressions go, these are pretty stock standard compressions, but I just seem to like the sound of them. They are very smooth, not overwhelming, but if you really want to put some hard compression on things, you can with these. At number 8 sits Neutron Elements 3. Now I know they're up to about Neutron Elements 5 now, I think, but I mainly only use this for EQ, just because I find it simple to use compared to most other EQs. And if you have watched any of my videos about mixing and everything like that, I really like simplicity. I don't go too much into depth with EQ, and I like to keep things simple, and I find this a very simple EQ to use. The reason I haven't upgraded to Neutron 4 or 5 is because they contain a lot of what I consider AI crap that does a lot for you and shapes the music for you, which I really don't like because I don't feel like you've got enough control over your own sound. And it changes the sound in a way that I don't really like. So I always stick with this. This is Neutron Elements 3. It's been out for a while and I don't see myself using anything else anytime soon. So this is a synth plugin that I always use in my mixes that you simply can't get anymore, which is a real shame. But for those of you that do have it, you'll know what I'm talking about. This is Numa Pro. It is and was a free synth program that had so many great presets, especially on the sequencer. I really love the sequence presets on this. They just work so well, especially in a metal mix. And honestly, I hope nothing happens to this PC because I'm not sure if I'll be able to ever get a copy of Numa Pro ever again. I'm not sure if I backed up the download on my PC, so I'll have to have a look for that, but I don't think I did. So this could be the last time I ever have Numa Pro if anything happens to this PC, and that would be a sad day. And last but not least, number 10, and that would of course be my DAW. So for my choice of DAW, I use Reaper. And what I love about Reaper is the simplicity of use, but also if you want to, it's as in-depth as anything like Pro Tools. From being the most beginner-orientated person just coming into recording, it's easy to pick up. It's very light on the CPU usage. And I've never had a problem with any of my plugins working with it. I know I've heard of other people with other, using Pro Tools, FL Studio, or any of the other DAWs that have had problems where certain plugins simply won't work with it. I have never once encountered a problem where I've had a plugin not work in Reaper. It does come with a free lifetime demo. You can continue to use the full program for nothing. But I would recommend buying a license. It supports the team that makes it. It's only $60 and you get 2 full patch cycles. So if you buy it at 7.0, you get all the way to 9.0, which covers almost 2 years. And then even after that patch cycle ends, you just simply don't upgrade. You can continue to use that forever. You can continue to use anything from 7.0 and 8.0, but you simply won't be able to do any more upgrades after that, unless of course you pay for another license. I also love that it has some amazing looking skins that you can download and really change the look of the whole program, which is fantastic. I really love that. Sometimes I get bored of looking at the same screen for a long time, so I'll just change the whole theme of it, so it just gives it a whole different look. There's some crazy ones out there. You can make it look like Pro Tools, or you can make it look like a Star Trek holodeck or something, and it's just some of the crazy ones that people have come out with are simply amazing and they look fantastic. So that's always really like that about Reaper as well. So if you're looking for a DAW, if you're looking for a new DAW, or if you're just starting out, definitely check out Reaper. It's well worth it. So there you have it, guys, my top 10 mostly used plugins in 2024. I hope you enjoyed the list. Let me know your list in the comments down below so I can check out some new things and check out what you guys are using. I'm always looking for new stuff after all. As always, please like and subscribe and enjoy indeed. Thanks, guys.